this is the carbon cycle. The carbon cycle starts off in the atmosphere. The atmosphere collects carbon from all of these different places. So, sun will help grow the trees, and the CO2 from the atmosphere will also help grow the trees grow in the plants. Then the trees will help the decomposing animals, for example, decompose into fossil fuels, which will then go to a factory, be burnt, be turned into fuel, whatever, and back into the atmosphere. Then it happens all over again. Plants or animals are also part of this process because they also produce CO2, methane, and stuff, which also goes into the atmosphere. Everything. Fossil fuels, waste, trees, like the factory emissions, everything in this goes back to the atmosphere.
The atmosphere is one of the Earth's major carbon reservoirs and is an important component of the global carbon cycle, holding approximately 720 gigatons of carbon. Atmospheric carbon plays an important role in the greenhouse effect.
The sun takes an integral role in the photosynthesis stage of the carbon cycle. Photosynthesis refers to the process by which plants take in carbon dioxide and water, the product of respiration, and convert it into oxygen, powered by the energy of the sun.
Trees are part of the carbon cycle because they use the carbon from the atmosphere and to grow. After the tree grows, the carbon and decomposes, the carbon will then be released back into the atmosphere. But trees are very important to this carbon cycle because they bring carbon out of the atmosphere, and any excess carbon can come back into the carbon cycle.
Animal respiration releases carbon dioxide, which is used in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, in return, releases oxygen used in respiration. Animals and other heterotrophs depend on green organisms for organic food, energy, and oxygen. In the carbon cycle, organisms exchange carbon dioxide within the atmosphere.
Carbon enters the atmosphere as carbon dioxide from respiration and combustion. The dead organisms are eaten by decomposers, and the carbon in their bodies is returned to the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. In some conditions, decomposition is blocked.
Fossil fuels are natural gases such as coal or gas, which are formed from geological past of the remains of living organisms. In the carbon cycle, water is a reservoir. Water collects carbon from the atmosphere and then releases it when the water evaporates.
Animals and plants need to get rid of carbon dioxide gas through a process called respiration. Carbon moves from fossil fuels to the atmosphere when fuels are burned. When humans burn fossil fuels to power factories, power plants, cars, and trucks, most of the carbon quickly enters the atmosphere as carbon dioxide gas.
Photosynthesis, this equation here, is the process in which green plants and some other organisms use light energy to create food for them. Respiration, done by all living organisms, is the action of taking in oxygen and putting back carbon dioxide.
Human effects on the carbon cycle include drilling for oil, which releases excess carbon, deforestation, which causes less carbon to be removed from the atmosphere, and when trees are chopped down, they release CO2. Factory emissions that have carbon dioxide within them. Driving cars releases emissions that contain carbon dioxide. All of these are factors that contribute to global warming, which is also referred to as climate change, which is observed as a rise in the average temperature of Earth's climate.
This is how you can help reduce our carbon footprint. Ride bikes, drive hybrid cars, stop deforestation, and help put regulations on factory emissions.
Thank you for watching our carbon cycle presentation.